Hello kids, and I'm sorry for the clickbait because obviously I am not building a castle today. I mean, come on. And if you thought that I were, well, the joke's on you, bitch. Because you know that I can't build, but what I can do though is decorate in my style, you know? Which apparently some people seem to enjoy for some reason, and thank you to those who enjoy it. This castle that I am, you know, decorating currently, which is coincidentally Cinderella's castle, is the most embarrassing thing that I've ever built, mayhaps. It's so like, you know, you have bad taste, pink walls scattered all around, you have dolls, you have big sculptures of just really kitschy stuff, but hopefully you will enjoy this spectacle of me talking about everything that I want to talk about, which are like my current obsessions. And why I'm making this video specifically today, because there is a very strong reason why I'm decorating a castle. Like, it's not just that I randomly thought about it, okay? There are many things in my personal life and in the movies that I've been watching and the books that I've been reading that have brought me to this moment. And I just want to talk about everything. I want to talk about the film star that's making me do this. I want to talk about why the fuck I'm building a castle. Also, how I'm quite literally the princess of my own hometown. And I want to talk about my job. And that's about it. First of all, what you're seeing right now is probably the dining room. And why are you making it look like a restaurant, I hear you ask? Oh, because I saw an illustration somewhere that they did that, and I just thought it looked so good. Plus, I had no ideas. And also, the reason why I started with the dining room instead of the living room was because the living room is so fucking huge. Like, right now, after recording everything, I am still daunted by the size because the living room was so freaking hard to decorate. I think I made my worst, tackiest interior designing job there. With the living room of this castle, like, it's really beyond forgiveness. Like I said before, I wanted to talk about Mary Pickford. Now, Mary Pickford is arguably the most famous actress from the silent film era. And the thing about her, not only are her movies just incredible and she's like an amazing actress, like, I'm so shocked at how good it is, but she was like a 30-year-old woman playing children's roles because she literally looks like a child. I'm gonna put a picture right here. Like, she looks like a child from the 1910s. And so in her movies, she was a heroine. She was deemed like America's sweetheart or some shit like that. And so in her movies, you know, at least the very few that I've seen, I think I've seen 4, she'd go from being a poor little humble princess, you know, with a very big heart, to becoming, you know, an actual living princess, but still little, because her heart, you know, it was so humble. So I just love her, and I relate to her so much because I quite literally have always been a little princess at heart. So I just thought, if this is everything that's on my mind lately, I have to make a video about that and also talk about other things that are going on with my life, you know. Okay, so the reason why I'm building a fucking castle. Approximately like 2 months ago, I get a fever that literally changed me, and in the most surprising way, shocking way, because it burnt like fucking hell. And all I could think of when I closed my eyes feeling like absolute crap on my bed was this movie called Books of 1938, which is actually from 1937. It's about fashion and it's got like gorgeous early technicolor. I don't know, I just remember that like for the 3 or 2 nights that I was sick, and during which of course I would nap the fuck out of my days, I had the most glamorous fever dreams that have ever occurred in a girl's mind, where I would just envision myself wearing gowns from like the 1930s. And then you know what happened? I have a friend who lives in California, and I literally love her so much. She gifted me a dress from around 1935, which is, in my opinion, I mean, obviously because it's my first actual vintage garment, the most beautiful dress ever. And like when I put it on, I swear, I felt so powerful, so gorgeous, and I literally felt like a little princess. I really want to show a picture of it, but it's a surprise because I want to wear it for something very specific, but like later in the future. And this is where the princess slash castle topic comes from, because after the dress and after the fever, I got very inspired by this actress called Mae West, who's probably my favorite actress, to begin, you know, writing my own material, which I'm writing a lot of things like for myself that I would like to play out, you know, in video. And that's where I got the idea that I wanted to make a video of me as the princess of my own hometown, you know, like give a tour or whatever. Not for YouTube. I don't want to mix other stuff with Sims here, but it's still a video that I want to make, which I think is going to be so much fun. And yeah, I don't know, right now I'm just like, I'm quite literally the princess of my own fucking hometown. So like I've said before, it's very small. It's in the south part of the city, which means that it's not the city see, it's very far away and it's all like a beach and it's very rural. It's like a ghost town, really. I really make sure to stress that whenever I'm talking about myself because I think it's just such a huge part of who I am. And frankly, I might be the most interesting person here. I mean, at least my age, because I don't know any other people my age living in here. I swear, everybody's fucking old. Which isn't bad, by the way. I love old people, but I don't know. I just thought that would be a really cool idea. And then I thought, well, I have that. I have Mary Pickford, I have the dress. You know what? I need to make a video that I can look back on, you know, in a few years, I guess. Oh yeah, that's when I was obsessed with these things and I wanted to make those things, and I'll see if I actually ended up doing them, you know, because I really want to make that video. But I do tend to like not really trust my projects a lot of the time. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I am already overthinking the reaction that some people might have to that because maybe nobody will care. Like that's probably what's gonna happen, okay? But I do want people to care because I want to entertain. That's really what I want to do the most. And yeah, like if something that I do is entertaining, then literally kill me. Before I go on, am I allowed to make a negative comment about myself? Well, I feel so ugly right now. I seriously do, and I want to apologize for like not looking my best today. I had planned, or at least mentally, an outfit that would look really cute for this video, but then when I put it on and I sat in front of the camera, I was like, this looks like garbage. But there was no time, you know, for me to change, so I had to put this on. It's my sister's, and frankly, I feel so ugly. And like, I don't think I'm ugly, but I do feel ugly right now, so I really apologize because I think it's very important to not look ugly when you're doing YouTube, at least in my case. Let me just make a quick disclaimer. I am not saying that you need to look a certain way to make YouTube, but at least in my case, I feel way more comfortable when I feel like I look good in front of the camera. Just so you know, I almost didn't upload this video because I thought that I looked ugly until yesterday. I saw the footage and I was like, you know what? You don't look ugly, shut the fuck up. So yeah, like I was saying, you know, back to the fever. The big realization that I mentioned was to once again be reminded of what I want to do and how I could do it now, because at that time I happened to be reading the Mae West biography. I mean, one of the many, because there are so many. And the thing about Mae West is that she literally invented herself through her writing, because she would make all these extremely controversial plays where she would be the protagonist and she would depict herself the way that she wanted to be seen by her audience, you know? Like in her roles, she would always be like, you know, a hip-swinging, wisecracking, glamorous, sexy woman from the gay 90s. And that just made me realize that yes, self-invention is quite literally possible. I can write whatever the fuck I fantasize about and just put me there as a protagonist and have fun and entertain you with that. I want to make a series of videos of me with all the topics that I want. I can put myself in all these cool roles and like dress glamorously and like simultaneously play pretend and hopefully entertain, because that's what I want to do in my life. That's my #1 mission, you know, to entertain the gays and the girls and theys, obviously. So like, yeah, I don't even know if anything of what I'm saying is making sense. If it doesn't make sense, well, what can I do? But I'm really trying my best here. So yeah, another thing that I wanted to talk about was the way that I like to envision my life and myself. This is so stupid, okay? But in my opinion, I'm quite literally my hometown Cinderella, because #1, I'm probably gonna be the first woman to get the fuck out of here, make a stupid, glamorous gay career, follow my fabulous dream of creating a beautiful life for myself. And you know something? It's okay. Not only did I grow up very poor, but also I think I've been able to establish such meaningful connections with people from like people I admire from all over the world just by being myself. And not to brag, but that really shocks me, because after all, the way that I see myself as who I am really is a small town girl with no friends. But I have all these dreams that I'm going to follow because I can live the life that I want and I can love the life that I live, you know? It doesn't actually apply to everybody, but to somebody like me who still hasn't quite decided how she's going to start her adulthood, even though like I already started it, but still, I don't know, I get to choose the type of life that I want to live. So yeah, if it's still unclear to you, well, I will remind you, I am my hometown's very own Cinderella, and I'm not gonna, you know, add my social status or whatever by marrying rich. I'm going to use the tool of self-transformation. Okay, so something that I wanted to talk about as well was my job. I mentioned the other time in my Castaways video, by the way. If you haven't seen it, please watch it because it's a good video and it didn't get many views, unfortunately. But yeah, I woke up today late late for my job. I woke up late. I am working from home as an interpreter, and now if you don't know what that is, it's okay, I'll explain to you, because I myself didn't know what the fuck that meant until I applied for the job. So like, dumb bitch solidarity, I guess. But anyway, I take calls from like banks and hospitals and 911 and shit like that, and I translate from one person who speaks in English to the person who speaks in Spanish, and I am like the conduit between those two persons, and it's up to me that they understand each other, whatever the fuck they want to tell to each other. And you may be wondering, am I a good interpreter? Do I do a really good job? Well, you see, I am still learning, but I'm quite good in my opinion. I have had less than 1 month working here. I had my training. I had to go through a training and shit, and I worked from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. However, what happened today was that I woke up at 6:20 a.m. and I looked at my clock and I wanted to die. Nothing bad is going to happen to me for like missing 20 minutes of my shift of 1 month. However, that completely, utterly, absolutely destroyed my hopes for today, because I woke up just feeling like, how dare you sleep past your alarm clock? I woke up in the worst mood. Not only because I was taken out of my bed and I was sleeping so beautifully, but because I pretty much didn't sleep at all last night. Because I stayed up all night watching the television. I literally never watched television, like not even Netflix, but the show that made me miss 20 minutes of my shift today. It's like my country's very own Eurovision. It's about our local celebrities, and I mean celebrities, like they are all known, like well known people who are competing for the prize of who's the best artist of the year. But the thing about the show is that it starts at 9 p.m. and finishes at midnight. And yes, that's on Saturdays. However, I work on Sundays. I work from Sunday to Thursday. So yeah, I guess the video is about to end. Frankly, I have no idea. So I guess all I'll say is that I hope you enjoy this. Oh, and that the pink room that I don't know if you've seen already, if you're seeing it right now, is where I would sleep in, not the other room I would fucking sleep in. I know, it's like so, it's quite literally, in my own very personal opinion, the most kitschy room that I've ever designed on any of my builds. I feel like it's some tacky shit that you'd find on like Pinterest, and you'd be like, who the fuck sleeps in there? But guess what? I would sleep there, and that's just my truth, and that's just everything that I want to say. So yeah, here comes the cringy photo sequence, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video and all that stuff, you know. Also, leave me a comment if you want, because I love to read and reply to comments. Also, if you want, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I've received so many cute messages from some of you lately that I'm just like so incredibly thankful. Yeah, my handle will be in the description, and I'll see you next time.